Good morning, GM, everyone, and welcome to another episode of FOMO Hour. Today is Friday, May 16th, 2025. Folks, the sun is shining, the coins are green. Feels like we're set up for a bullish weekend here. I'm being told in the studio that it's Spartcoin Friday. I'm learning this in real time. We're going to find out together exactly what that means on today's show. We've got a lot to talk about. I've got my co-hosts in the house. Farouk is back. We've got Logan as well. Boys, GM, how you doing? Farouk, live from Toronto. How's consensus?
Live for Toronto, eh? You know, they speak weird here. We're here.
Never been, actually. Never been.
You know, I got to tell you, I came to Toronto to make sure the Leafs lose. And as soon as I got here, they got their asses whooped 6-1 the other night by the Panthers. And tonight, it makes they could be getting knocked out of the playoffs. So that's why I'm here, Tyler. Things are great. I love the energy. Consensus is honestly like my favorite conference every time, whether it's in Hong Kong or anywhere they do it. And I have to give it to the CoinDesk team. This is one of the highest quality conferences I've been at again and again. They keep doing it. And I say that every time they do it, but it's really good.
Yeah, they're really strong. I went to the consensus in Austin a couple years back.
See, that's the one that just moved up here.
Yeah.
It's impressive, man. It's impressive.
Yeah, a lot of high caliber folks. Really, really well done. So shout out to CoinDesk for that. Looks like we got Mando joining the studio.
Look at his new background.
As well.
Look at the background.
Rocking the shirt. We love it.
Rocking the shirt today. I think I've got a different background actually. They made me one because my head, when it's black like this, it just kind of, it just kind of gets you.
That's all right. Mando, GM, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you? Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, fantastic.
We are live. Yeah, you came in right during the intros. Perfect timing.
No.
And just going around the horn, Logan. GM,
hey,
how you doing?
Good morning. Doing well. Fighting off some early morning rain here in Pennsylvania, but otherwise can't complain. Excited to be here. Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday to everyone. Folks, what are we talking about on today's show? We're going to start with the market report. More institutions are buying. Bob Lucas says we're going to all-time high in 6 days. So we're going to talk about is he right or not. Arthur Hayes has laid out his latest essay calling for $1 million Bitcoin by the end of the Trump administration. It's also Fartcoin Fridays. So we're going to find out what that means and what the hell Fartcoin is going to do from here. Coinbase's bad day got worse yesterday. We've got FTX Distro 2 coming out at the end of this month. We got a new draft of the Genius Act. Kaido continues to outperform along with hype. We're going to talk about the latest rewards that are giving out over 6 million at current pricing. We've got the Launchcoins ecosystem cooling off. Rotations perhaps back to memes. We've got a new AI NFT game that Logan has been grinding. The Frank D. God's hack breakdown plus more. Plus triple yeet action today. Folks, we haven't done it the last 2 days. We are going to make up for it today. Triple yeet action. The code is weekend. So go ahead and get in and grinding for that one. We're going to be giving away a lot of cash at the end of the show. Before we dive in, shout out to our partner, Wallet Connect. Wallet Connect is the connectivity network shaping the future of on-chain UX. If you've connected to a Web3 app, you've seen Wallet Connect, that blue logo. It's everywhere. An icon of trust in crypto, as recognizable as Visa at the checkout. If you want to learn more, follow at Wallet Connect on X and Telegram to stay ahead of what's next. All right, Mando, if you're ready, let's get into it.
Intro.
Who is the man, macro daddy of the land? Can you dig it?
Yeah, GM everyone. So we have a little bit of a better day, it feels like today. Most of the coins I'm tracking are up since when we showed since the show yesterday. Not that much in terms of macro. We had obviously a little bit of a miss on PPI yesterday. Stocks had an okay day in the end, and they've been relatively quiet today. It feels as though the biggest headline yesterday was the Coinbase news, which I guess is a big bit of news if you care about Coinbase stock, which went down quite a bit. But other than that, it didn't really affect the market. Bitcoin's still hanging out at this 104K level. It's been good that it's kind of been anchored there, even though gold has headed a little bit lower. Bitcoin dominance as well hasn't just reversed. I think last time we saw this move in Bitcoin dominance, it went down and then just like immediately almost reversed. And it's actually gone down again a bit today. So interesting to see if this kind of trend continues. Obviously, I've been saying, look, I'm more bullish on ETH right now. I think that could continue, but Bitcoin dominance has gone back. It kind of hit 63.5 yesterday. It's now back below 63. So maybe we will see a bit more of a sustained period here of altcoins outperforming, or at least ETH outperforming. Not really much on meme coins. It feels as though there's been a bit of wind out the sails of the recent metas. The biggest mover I see is WIF, which is interestingly catching a bit of a bid. And maybe some of the more ETH-based meme coins are outperforming slightly today, like Pepe and Mog are outperforming. Spartcoin again, like I keep on being so surprised at this coin. Like it's been trending here for a while. It feels like now, like kind of feels like it was at this level. Was at 1.2 basically in April. About 2 months ago, it hit kind of this sort of level, and it's been hanging out ever since, which has been strange to me. I do think one day, very soon, that one's going to have a bit of a decent move, but maybe it's just the PvP nature of Sol at the moment, or just naturally of Sol, that's causing that. Hyperliquid, as you have been tweeting out, Tyler's probably been the biggest gainer in L1s. It was kind of, I think, mentioned in that Arthur Hayes piece too, that he's looking for altcoins with decent product market fit / utility at the moment, and that one fit the bill. Yeah, but not much else other than that. Most of the other L1s are up slightly, but it's definitely Hype and ETH which are the strongest.
Yeah, I think that's the rundown. There really wasn't a whole lot on the macro side. I'll come back to the coins here in a second. I think we had the Coinbase. We talked about the Coinbase exploit on yesterday's show. I don't think we really need to go back through that. It does feel like the reactions kind of got worse as the day went on, as more and more folks kind of realized the scale of the data that was leaked, exactly what it was, addresses, photo IDs. I mean, it's bad. It's serious, and it does feel like it was a lack of internal controls, effectively offshore customer support teams that were bribed that enabled this to happen. Not great, but at the same, I mean, the market's shaking it off today. Coinbase up 6%, so outpacing the majors.
That's surprising. The coin stock today, after yesterday's events.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well. The news came out in the second half of the day that they're facing an inquiry from the SEC.
Isn't that an old one?
Is it? I saw the headline come through.
I thought it was lingering, from Biden admin. I'm not sure. I'm not 100%, but I saw something like this from Paul, their chief legal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that you'd think that it would be down today, which is impressive.
Yeah, exactly. So people are shaking it off. I don't know. It feels like a lot of brand damage has been done, and we'll see. I feel like it's less comfortable to custody your coins with Coinbase, knowing this has all happened.
I think it feels like a quiet day overall, both for macro and for crypto. Like if the biggest news is kind of yesterday's Coinbase headline, then only so much we can be shocked about the customer data for 1% of users being lost, right?
Well, I think we don't believe that it's 1%. I think that's.
You think?
Yeah,
could be more. I want to hear more about you, Farouk. How's consensus going? Like, what's the vibe there?
It's good, man. I got my Canadian flag in honor of consensus going on in my background. It's great. Honestly, I was saying at the top of the show, Mando, it's always like the best conferences. These people know how to do it and do it right. The quality of the people that are here is pretty big. Like a lot of large founders, because it's North America, right? So everyone came up from like New York or like Miami, whatever. A lot of people from Canada, right? Like Canada, as much as they try to fight this crypto revolution, is home to some of the largest, biggest founders in crypto, right? And so it's really impressive to be here. The conference is really good. Some heavy panelists. So yesterday I was speaking at 11 a.m. and Kevin O'Leary just so happened to speak at the same time as me. So my panel was, half empty because of Mr. Wonderful. I'm sure he had some great thoughts on the future of crypto and his backing of SBF. But besides that, Dave Portnoy also definitely had a lot of good things to say, because he knows a lot about crypto. And so he was saying, perhaps XRP could become the next Bitcoin. So,
Yeah.
it was really great to see those headline speakers that really, really care about our space. But besides that, they brought like Eric Trump out, or is he today? Is it today? I think it's today. And they brought some really, really high quality people, and the side events are just really good. So it's been good, Mando. It's been good. Some good business being done, and some great people to see. I spent some time with the Barachain founders. Finally got to meet Smokey the other night and Yogi. Some good lads too. They got some really cool stuff going on, and the people love Myriad. Every time now, that's how I know we're starting to get a lot of users. Because like when people come up to me, and before it was like, yo, I listened to the morning show and stuff like that, still get that. And they love you guys. But now it's like, yo, like I've been predicting and collecting my points. And I'm like, fuck yeah. So it's like, that's how you know that your thing's starting to work out,
Nice. Very good to hear. Logie just did his weekly rundown of the Myriad markets, the hot markets from this week. So if you're looking to get some action, and go check that out. Well, it's Friday. I thought it might make sense to just do a little fun, like thoughts on some of the tokens. As Amanda mentioned, there's not a whole lot of news today. On the Bitcoin front, a couple interesting tweets, posts, technical analysis that I saw. So one, this summary headline of the institution buying from this week was a pretty big one. Goldman Sachs up to 1.65, Abu Dhabi up to 511. This new Hong Kong company, 860 million. So that trend continues. Bob Lucas shared his latest Bitcoin TA a couple days ago. And it is calling, he's saying this was 2 days ago, day 37 of the 60-day cycle, calling for Bitcoin all-time high, 110K, day 45. That is next Thursday. So I'm curious for this group's thoughts. Are you in line with Bob? Do you think we touch all-time high levels next week? Or are you saying we're not quite there yet? And I'll throw it to you.
I think there's a lot of air between 103, 110K. Like 110K has been like a point of resistance a bunch of times. Like if you look at it, it hit it once, or maybe it's like 107, 108K, but it hit it multiple times in that second period. I don't know if it'll hit all-time high. We may get an all-time high close. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it could. There's no doubt it's about to tap that level of resistance, right? There's literally just no doubt, because that's been where it's hit so many times. It may stick around there, or it may smash through. My guess is it hits it once and then goes back down, and then hits it maybe once or twice more.
Yeah, if you look at the closes, it doesn't look like we really ever closed much above 106.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're right back at the top of this range, and we want to be cautious about being super bullish at the top of the range, as always. But like this recent price action, we got to 94. We chopped there for 2 weeks, then we leveled up. Now at 103, 104, chopping there for a full week now. And the question is, how much longer are we going to consolidate here for Oak Permable? What are your thoughts?
Dude, honestly, I'm so surprised that we haven't broken down yet to back to like we kissed 100 that other day, and that's it. So at this stage, I'm like, wow. Because first you're like, we haven't broken, above that 104 top range yet. We're probably going to get smacked back down. But now we're like, wait, we're holding really strong up there. And the news are only good in the political side. I don't know if you guys saw Fox broke down Trump's recent trip to the Middle East and how successful it's been. Arguably one of the most successful Middle Eastern trips in history of an American president. And I'm looking at all these investments being done and all these deals being made with NVIDIA and everything. And then I'm looking at the price of Bitcoin, and I'm obviously live getting sentiment. So it doesn't help, right? Because everyone's so bullish at events right now, right? So it's that live sentiment. Well, it does help. I don't know. So I don't know. Tough for me so far. We are still in May, but we've survived the first half of May without selling off. And now if we could just liquidate that Spartcoin whale, that's short on hyperliquid, and I'll be fine.
I get the sentiment that folks want to sell and then go away. Like everyone wants to take the summer off. Like that's the sentiment I get on the timeline. But there's too much action right now to do that. Logan, curious for your thoughts.
Yeah, I feel like this consolidation range, if you'd like to call it that, for what, the last few weeks? I don't know. The days blur together, but feels, I'm not the macro expert here, of course, but it feels really healthy to me, or it's felt more healthy. I know yesterday we mentioned like a little bit of a lingering feeling of the uncertainty and uneasiness of like more sailor-like institutions coming in, and what does that actually mean? We had a good debate about that, but I still feel okay here, and I think breaking upwards towards that number is totally in play. I don't necessarily know what it. Bob has it like in 2 days or something, in 6 days or some crazy thing like that.
Next Thursday.
Yeah, I won't venture to guess or put an actual date on that, but I do feel, I don't know, just a lingering goodness, if you want to call it that, about this recent consolidation, and everything feels a little bit lighter. But the craziness is, of course, the volatility and the uncertainty of whatever Trump might post on social media in the next 24 hours could completely, spin that thesis on its head in microseconds. So that's the world we live in.
And need to remind ourselves that we were at 77K a month ago. So this has been a big move, but just look, all the dips recently have been bid up pretty fast. I think, Froke, you kind of mentioned that. It's like there really hasn't been much of a dip at all. The other one we want to watch here, ETH outperformed again on the day, up more than Bitcoin. Looks like it's growing. ETH to 4K. And imagine the smell around ETH at 4K.
I love the transition of Mando into like arguably the biggest ETH bull.
We need ETH parentheses for them.
Is like Sasal and Bankless and all those guys, DC.
Eric.
They've put up Eric Trump. They've put up with so much shit in the last few weeks, year and a half, right? The whole year and a half for this. And now Mendes comes in, balls swinging, calling it to 4K, and it so happens to be potentially right.
I'm just telling you, next 2 years of underperformance, it's up, 25% versus Bitcoin, something like that?
There's a lot of pent-up sexual
go a long way
on that chart.
If it really wants to go here.
Oh, it's ETH is going to blow its load at some point.
Less than 40 ETH will get you a Bitcoin now.
Wow, that was like 55 a week ago.
Yeah, 55, which was just an outrageous number in that moment. So hopefully you didn't swap your ETH to Bitcoin at that bottom. The other token I want to get thoughts on, and I know one that's near and dear to your heart there, Farouk, is Spartcoin. It's Spartcoin Friday. So let's talk about it. And this thing has been grinding up. It is just cup and handling, but never really breaking out, right? Like we're seeing like the 20% breakouts. A reminder for folks, if you're not in the stream, weekend is the code. Weekend is the code for Yeet action today. Coming up later in the show. I've seen this chart before in memes. The steady legs up like this, and they typically happen before a big breakout. I feel like the inevitable breakout is coming at some point. I don't know when, and I don't know what the catalyst is going to be.
It's going to happen. You just got to believe, you just got to believe. I know, dude, on my way to consensus, it was like 147, and I was like euphoric as fuck. I should have known. Like on my train ride here, I was like going crazy. And yeah, again, we got smacked back down. Feel like there's a lot of pressure on like 130. What is it, 138? Something's going on, man. I don't know. I like it. I think it's gonna break out at some point and we'll look good,
What's your target if we break out from the 145 range?
160 and then 2.
God, that would be annoying if we just keep going up 15 cents.
I know.
It's very possible. I mean, that's the more likely next level.
Yeah.
Man,
You never know, man. Bitcoin goes to all-time high. Ethereum goes up. Solana goes crazy too, and then then it's lights on. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be frustrating. It could be frustrating, but you just gotta. I believe. I still have a fat ass position on, and I'm just gonna wait. When I'm conference traveling, I'm hands off. It's my rule. You gotta just believe.
it's good sleep adjusted risk play at this point.
That's what you want to do right now. Sleep adjusted. If
Definitely.
you want to sell in May, get some sleep adjusted returns.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Launchcoin has not been the most sleep adjusted hold by any means. It's incredibly volatile. I don't think we need to spend a whole lot of time on it here today. We've been hitting it pretty hard this week. It's at 180 million, down 30% on the day. It looks like Pasternak's kind of come out and said, A, we're going to slow things down. And then B, there's been some FUD around fees and how the different creators are getting them. He said, we're going to try to make some adjustments. I think this is going to be an interesting next week for them. I think they'll have to figure out some next moves, perhaps some announcements. And it wouldn't surprise me if they kind of chop. Wouldn't surprise me if it kind of chops and bleeds a bit over this weekend. I think at peak, the ecosystem was around 500 million. It's around 280 million right now. And the daily volume down about 60%, fees down as well. So not a huge surprise that the fees are down if the volume is down. But it's going to be a pivotal next few days for that. I think perhaps a more interesting to talk about is Kaido continues to grind up, man. This thing's at $2 billion. $2. This is on the back of their latest rewards with Infinex.
You guys see this? Somebody's posted me. I've got $6,000 coming to me next week from this.
What?
You've been posting about Infinex?
I haven't.
What do you mean?
B-Check DM'd me and said, look, because you were like, I think I must have been a big yapper last week, which I don't know. And he just posted me being like, you got $6,000 of rewards coming.
Wait, how do we check that?
Yeah, you need to share that.
I've been yapping, bro. Hold on.
I didn't get any DMs, so I'm guessing I'm not on the list. Which
I don't know.
I wanted to slam my desk when I saw this today. So just to give folks who may not be familiar, Infinex has been running a campaign on Kaido. They have been alluding that their top yappers would be very happy. They just announced that they are going to distribute $6 million at current prices in the form of their U-Patrons tokens. This season 0 is the season that they just ran. They're going to have $600,000 in rewards, $900K for the next season 1, then more for season 2 and season 3. Of course, that's at current prices, so the prices would have to hold. But anyways, I think that the high-level takeaway, it's a pretty large rewards program, one of the largest we've seen on Kaido. The top yappers got 20K. Like Bandit got 12K.
Damn.
I think he was top 5, top 10. So the folks who have been grinding this stuff, it's paying off. And apparently Mando is getting 6K, which is
how did the rich keep getting richer?
Like, maybe I did on one of the Mando minutes. Maybe
it's crazy. Rich get richer, man. It's so crazy.
I don't. I mean, it's possible it's that. It's possible they're also just rewarding top yappers, and they could also just. So we've seen campaigns that like will give tokens to the top people on your specific mindshare board, as well as people who are top of the overall.
Yeah, I can share my screen if I can show you guys.
So how do you see? Yeah, where do you see this? Let's see, man.
Apparently.
Huh. Someone just said Mando with the bando. God damn it.
Scroll up.
No, this is he just sent me a screenshot.
Oh, he just sent you this.
Oh, that's a DM from B-Shake. Got it.
Wow.
Interesting.
I didn't ever find that leaderboard. So if anyone's got the
I don't know where to see what he's seeing. Like whatever B-Shake found. I don't know where you find that.
But this was a big one. And I think a couple takeaways. People in CT are going to see this. They're going to be more incentivized to talk about Infinex and other protocols, hoping for rewards like this. And then, I mean, if you are a founder, I think you have to at least have the conversation. Like if you're thinking about marketing angles on CT, you have to at least think about it. I'm not saying it's necessarily the right choice. But
we made our call. We made our call.
You want to
Might be
disclose it
some-
or is it a surprise?
It'll
Oh,
be a surprise.
all right. There you have it, folks. So let's take the Infinex #1 on the pre-TGE board at Kaido right now. I think not a huge surprise on the back of this huge program. If you look at the 7-day pump fund, abstract monad, Newton OpenSea, Infinex in the top 6. So they're up there with some of the biggest protocols in the space. If you zoom out a little bit, the 30-day board, pump, monad, abstract, ERIQ, OpenSea, Somnia, Sofon, Mega ETH, Infinex. So top 10. So I mean these campaigns are enough to get a protocol like Infinex into the top 10 of CT mindshare, which isn't easy to do. It's very competitive. There's tons of protocols. There's a lot of teams doing these things, so it can work. I thought this was a pretty balanced take from Adam Fern talking about pros and cons. Pros, this is more from like the founder lens. If you care about top of funnel, probably no better place to spend it on Kaido. Gamification of leaderboard's fun. Great to see direct rewards to creators without middlemen. Cons, mindshare does not always lead to user growth or revenue. Some mercenary yappers are like Locust Capital. Top accounts seem to be reaping lion's share of the rewards. Some low quality AI slop. I mean, that's going to be pretty hard to avoid anywhere right now. I think this is a pretty balanced take. He says, on the whole, I love seeing smart teams trying new things. We'll continue to monitor. So it's working. It's big. It doesn't seem like they're going to flash in the pan. I think Kaido is going to continue being a thing in CT, at least across 2025. I think it's hard to project out more than 3 to 6 months in this space in general, just with how fast trends change. But it's hanging in there, and 2 billion FTV.
Wow.
It's nice. So shout out to Kaido. They're continuing to do big things. And those are some of the big topics. Logie, I thought maybe we wanted to talk about this yesterday. We kind of ran out of time. There's this big AI NFT game that's been going on with AI trading agents. G Money was talking about this. He's pitching it to folks. I think you got in. Tell us about this. What is it?
Yeah, so it's been all over my timeline. If you've seen some Gremlin style art on yours, you're probably seeing the exact same thing. But it's an AI trading agent trading simulation. So
What's
it's
it called?
30. It's called DX Terminal. It's from the DX Research Group. They did the Singularity thing back in December. You may remember the big AI agent thing. It was like a streaming agent thing. Tough to explain on short notice here, but anyway, it's called DX Terminal. If you search that on Twitter, Tyler, DX Research Group, you'll be able to find it pretty easily. There's a lot of, exactly that. So it's kind of like this Windows 98 aesthetic that you see there, very, very similar to that. But basically, people minted these AI agents on Base as NFTs. And the agents themselves, there's 36,000 of them now, are autonomously participating in this trading simulation over the course of like 7 days. So what you're seeing in these little GIFs and screenshots is literally the agents working on them, working themselves. And the whole point is they're trained on Solana data, basically the entire history of Solana transactions. But they are basically trying to earn as much of the in-game currency, which is an off-chain currency. It's called Webcoin. But they're basically trying to get as much as they possibly can. They're competing against each other, just like they're normal crypto traders. And the people participating, us humans participating, can sort of prompt them, their language models, basically, right? You can sort of prompt them like you would ChatGPT to try to earn more Webcoin on your behalf. So I don't know if you've scrolled through, but people are trying to get them to do pump and dumps. Like I minted a few and we were participating. I was trying to get my agents to ask people to donate just out of pity and stuff like that. And it's really funny. I mean, if you scroll through, there's lots and lots, at least on my feed, which of course has now been, overtaken by just because I've engaged with some of this. But yeah, scroll up just a little bit, Tyler. Stop on that finger one there. Oops, sorry, just below. Yeah, right there. See that? Yep, right there. Not to detract too much, but the simulation has these macroeconomic events thrown in, right, to just spice up stuff. So there was a finger found in Wendy's chili, which impacted the price of food tokens. within. And then the agents need to react to that, or the humans, of course, right, can prompt their agents to act in a certain way as it relates to whatever has taken place. So there are a handful of things that occurred last night. And essentially, this happens over the course of a week in our lifetime, but for them, it's about 12 years. So each day is about 2 years of lifetime. So they're kind of going through cycles of crypto activity all at once. So it's taken over my timeline. I think it's a really cool experiment. It's not necessarily like your speculatively driven thing that, you know, many people here are frothing over. Right. This is an off-chain currency, Webcoin, that is. It's not a real token. But nevertheless, it's a fun experiment that people seem to be having a good time with. At least from my perspective, and I was reading a lot of tweets this morning about it, and you know, people are prompting their agents to do all sorts of weird stuff. It's been pretty cool. So
this is not far off from the plot of the recent Black Mirror episode, like that simulation episode. I'm not sure if folks saw that. In fact, that the interface looks similar. So like, how do you play this, Logan? You kind of went in there. It's like, how do you train your agents? How do you make them good? Like what
so the agents
do you have?
I'm sorry. Yeah, the agents are already all trained themselves. When you mint them, they kind of come with like a unique persona, right? That is based on actual human data in the form of Solana transactions, trading transactions and stuff. So they have all that. In order to play, I mean, you can really do as much as you want, right? You can be hands off, and they will just act on their own behalf. They are trained to try to acquire this Webcoin on their own. So you don't have to do anything. They will try to do it on their own. But then you can interact with them. You can prompt them as much as you want. I think there's like, there's little buffers in there so you're not overdoing it and stuff. But you can ask them to try to do things to try to acquire it if you wish. So it's really up to you and how you wish to participate. Participating itself, like you have to mint the NFTs, or if you didn't mint, you can buy them on secondary to participate. So you do need to have the NFT to participate. But once you've got that, it's literally just like interacting with ChatGPT, more or less, right? Like you can type in and talk to your agent and tell them to do stuff.
So you can kind of just do luck of the draw and just play the agents that you minted, or you could be more hands-on. Like, so what do you get if you win?
So there's that's part of it. There's nothing to get if you win. Yeah, it's not like it's like the Webcoin thing. It's off chain. It's not a real token. So it's not like you are competing for millions of dollars worth of Webcoin. And I understand the little veil of disappointment that may come over most of our space in hearing that. But it doesn't mean that in the future, like something like this couldn't, be undertaken with real capital involved in some way or not. But Webcoin itself is an off-chain currency. It's not a real token. The tokens in the game are not real tokens or anything like that.
All right. So from a trading perspective, anyone who minted these with hopes of getting a profit is just out of luck.
Yeah, but this is another example of crypto Twitter, just like, and crypto participants in general, just like not caring to do any due diligence at all. Like if you read or look at the white paper, like it's pretty clear that like it's an off-chain currency, and and all those things. But yeah, I don't expect there to be anyone here who is overly victorious financially in any way.
Got it. Well, it's an interesting game for sure. I am curious kind of where they take this. What happens next if they do another season, if they figure out a way to do prizes. But clearly some folks are excited about it, and a lot of work went into it as well. On the NFT front of ones that are being traded for profit, this Refik Anadol mint, have you seen this one? Biome Lumina. He sold 1,000 of these at $5,000 a pop a few days ago. Raised $5 million in about 25 minutes. And now the NFTs are at 4.4 ETH. They have not revealed yet. 4.4 around $11,500 or so. So anyone who minted up a quick 125%. So a nice little return there. Those Ethos NFTs doing doing quite well for those who got airdropped those as well. So Logan, I'll toss to you. Any reactions? Have you been following some of these NFT mints? Art season perhaps coming back.
Yeah, I haven't been following super closely, but this doesn't detract too much from what feels like a small underlying theme with digital art kind of, I don't know, regaining some focus. Like there was some X-copy stuff from maybe a month or so ago. And it just kind of keeps bubbling up. They're here right now. And of course, the ETH resurgence, I think, is helping this. I've seen some more tweets about like ETH needs NFTs. I can't remember like where those came from, but right, those types of tweets thematically are in my feed a little bit more, and getting people. I think the ETH outperformance is getting people bowled up on the stuff that you can do on ETH, which you remember the last cycle was largely NFTs. So it's good to see. It's exciting to see more ETH NFT stuff. And NFTs in general, because without that, I'm only speaking for myself here, of course, but without that, the token trading itself can be quite monotonous and not as fun, right? The NFTs, the non-fungible nature of them does introduce just a little bit of creativity and a little bit of innovation that, pure token trading can't really replicate. So I'm all in for a potential ETH NFT season or something like that. That would be, I think, a welcomed sight in the near future.
There you have it. These grifters back to a 20 ETH floor. Now, you don't really see a whole lot on the timeline.
I think this is one of the best X-copy little pieces that he has. That these are nice. I'm not a major X-copy, at least in terms of the output. I'm not a major fan of the sort of darker thematic stuff and the glitch art, but the grifters are nice.
Those are at 20. The massive Lucy hanging out at 6.9. I'm still a little surprised to see the spread between the grifter mask spread. I thought that would tighten a little bit. I still think it might over time. But the mask sales also they keep coming in. I see, and there's what 8 to 10 this week. So there's some action on that board. The salon streets have been interesting. So like kind of taking a step back from Launchcoin, that was dominating everything really for most of this week. There was some action last night. So whatever this XBT token is, came out of nowhere, up 30,000% straight to 24 million. So this was a huge runner. Not really exactly sure what this product is, if it's just a pure meme, if there's more to it. But that one came out, $34 million volume. This Polycule token did all right, it looks like. Trying to see what other winners were out there. This Petunia token, up nearly 100% to 10 million. Looks like it's selling off a bit here as well. Been a little bit of a weird week in the trenches. It felt like rotation from memes to Launchcoin. All those Launchcoin ecosystem tokens, for the most part, have largely sold off. I mean, Dupe is down to 12 million. Startup is the number one below Launchcoin now at 18. And there's only 4 above 5 million now. So I think that's some pretty striking downturns. I think some folks probably got wrecked a bit in there, unfortunately. Anyone who is late chasing these apps, which I think is also contributing to the drawdown in Launchcoin right now. I think there needs to be some good trade ops in the eco. And with this slower pace, I'm not sure where those are going to come from. So I think that does open it up. If you don't like the Launchcoin meta, you like more the pure Solana meme coin game, I think you should be happy about that because it's opening up the board back for the meme plays this weekend. So we'll see what catches fire. Last weekend was fairly busy, I want to say. Maybe we'll gain some steam here this weekend as well.
Please.
I don't know. I think that was kind of the rundown of the big stories. Did I miss anything? Logan, was there anything else on your radar?
Not particularly. I don't think so. I think we hit just about everything. I'm gonna look through my list here.
Yeah, we'll give folks another chance to get into the yeet.
Oh, we didn't talk about the Frank the Gods thing. I don't know if you wanted to talk about that or not.
Yeah, Yeah, not a whole lot to say. We saw some tweets going viral. People thought that Frank was dumping his DGods. It looks like he got his trading laptop compromised.
Yeah.
He had 17 DGods in there. I think he's got other DGods in other wallets. They also sold off like all the dust tokens he had. I think my biggest question is, how did Frank get compromised? Because, I mean, he was someone who was trading millions of dollars.
What's up?
You get your computer compromised?
The wallet was, at least.
I don't know.
You know,
Did you interview him?
confirmed. Yeah, I chatted with him yesterday for a story at Decrypt. He confirmed those details to me. He said he was not, well, in the message that it was shared widely and then reshared with me. Wasn't exactly sure what had transpired, but he told me he's redoing all his OPSEC and stuff to, you know, try to keep something like this from happening in the future, and said it could have been much, much worse. So,
Man, it looks like he's not buying it.
yeah, unfortunately, you can only really take somebody's word for something like that unless there's definitive proof with something technologically. You know, I've got to just trust what Frank tells me in that instance. So,
That's a good article. I saw it. I think it's
it's
I think the timing's
unfortunate that,
horrible, but it's probably real. You know. It probably
yeah.
gonna happen.
Well, I mean, it's unfortunate. Frank aside, anybody in that situation, like, if that really does happen to you, nobody's gonna believe you. You know, that's a shitty situation to be in, regardless. And of course, like, nobody wants to lose. It was around like $19,000 worth of assets, I think. Like, nobody wants to lose that. So that sucks as well. But just the emotional toll, which he seemed to be a good sport about. Like, he was kind of like, the headlines are funny, but can't remember his exact quote. But the headlines are funny, but like, obviously, I wouldn't be looking to do this. So he maintained, I know he stepped away from his role as CEO, but maintained to me and in other statements as well that, he is fully expecting that the Pasta and Chill, who are taking over, longtime community members and team members there, will cook.
Good quote. I think he got hacked. I don't think Frank was desperate to sell 17 DGods personally in like a fake hack situation. I am more just curious though. Like, at one point in time, like, that was his main trade. Like, he was trading millions of dollars. So like, it's like that could have been very, very bad.
Yeah.
Did he just like let his guard down? Like, how did?
Yeah. I mean, when you move fast, you can. It's easy to get. Like, a lot of people get like that. When you move really fast, you got to be careful. Scams are good right now. I
guess we didn't talk about this. I think one positive headline on the scamming front, that group that stole like 240 million from the whale, and I think across several exploits, they got caught.
Yeah.
They got busted, 12 of them. So they are going to be locked up for a long time.
Holy shit.
They used the funds on supercars, private jets, clubs, designer bags. $240 million.
Oh my God.
So I think good timing on this. So coming on the back of the Coinbase data leak, to know that at least some of these people are being put to justice. So shout out to Zach XBT and everyone else who played a part in that. Because they're all between 18 and 21. Wow.
Fuck.
Young guys are the ones doing this.
They were 12?
Operating between October 23 through March 25. They impersonated support agents to trick victims. So they're all basically running phishing. Also physical break-ins. Bought at least 28 exotic cars.
$500,000 nightclub tab?
No one's wondering where these kids got $3.8 million for luxury cars.
How much?
Some of the cars are up to $3.8 million each. Like, this 20-year-old kid walks in to buy your $4 million supercar. You don't ask any questions where he got the money. That's interesting.
But how did they cash out? Members of the group rented luxury homes in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
Look, Mendo, they're not from Dubai, bro.
This looks like it was all in the U.S. Yeah. Or maybe not all, but at least a good chunk of this is in the U.S.
Damn.
So we'll see what additional details come out. Oh, folks, 10 minutes left. Should we get to Yeet?
Yeah, let's
It's a
go.
quiet day. We're doing triple Yeet action. The code is weekend. This is your last chance to get in. Tim, if you want to come, if we want to explain the game, I think we're going to do it. It's Coin Race. Spartcoin Friday, Coin Race. I think the way we're going to do it is everyone auto. We're going to pick 3 winners. You have to get a bet in on Spartcoin. You have one other coin to choose.
Yeah.
Is that how we're going to do it, Sam?
Yeah. So we'll pick 3 people, bring them all up. We're going to take, you're all going to get 500 banked regardless. Then we will, because it's Fartcoin Friday, we're going to pick one of the coins for you. So everyone will get 250 on Fartcoin, provided we can put 250 on it. And then you can pick one other coin to have 250 on it. So let's find 3 winners.
Let's do it. Oh, we got sound too.
Yeah, I need to switch screens after this to get sound.
There's JPEGs. For JPEGs, you are our winner. Come on up. We're trusting. We're going to move fast. We got 3 of these. Savage JPEGs. You are our first winner.
Savage JPEGs. All right, who's next? Sugar Rush.
Sugar Rush. You are number 2. Second winner, Sugar Rush. Come on up. Go ahead and get that request. All right, we got one more. For the long run. For the long run. All right, 3 winners. That's 2 our winners. All right, for the long run. Go ahead and request. We've got Savage up here. We've got Sugar up here. Savage, you won. GM, how you feeling? Are you with us, Savage? Before you come off mute. All right, maybe you can't. Sugar Rush, you also won. You're up on stage with us.
Triple winners. I love that.
How's it going, guys? Good
All right,
morning.
there's Savage, GM. Happy to have you up here. Sugar Rush, can you hear us? Or for the long run.
Are they all on stage?
Yeah, they're all up on stage. So
fire.
they all qualify. We just got to figure out how to get their coins. They all need to pick one.
If not, we're gonna have to pick for them.
All right. For the long run, Sugar Rush, we need to know what coins you want for the coin race. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy. 2 out of 3. Yo, you guys here?
All right,
Sugar.
Savage, while we wait for them, what coin you get to pick one coin. You've all banked $500. So you're walking away with 500. You're going to get 250 on Fartcoin. All right, there's for the long run.
Let's go.
Hey, you won. Can you hear us? For the long run? You there? All right. Struggling
All
with
right, we might have to pick for them.
Right. Here's what we'll do then, because there's so
Yeah,
many people
we'll
on
pick for
stage.
them. We'll
We'll
pick
do-
for them.
We'll do Savage can do 250 on BTC, Sugar Rush can do 250 on Ethereum, and then For the Long Run can do, or do we do them all the same?
Hello?
Hello? Who's that?
I think that's for the long run.
One
difficult to
Bitcoin, 1 ETH, 1 Solana, plus Fartcoin, I
Yeah,
think.
1, 2, 3. Do it in that
Just
row.
the
Okay.
first one who won, make him the
BTC.
least, the BTC. The second one, ETH. The third one,
Ethereum.
Sol.
Right,
That way
done.
it's like that.
Yep.
And then
let's go.
all of them I get Fartcoin. But what's the limit on Fartcoin now, Mando?
That's what we're about to find out.
I think it's like 2. I'll need to check.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
so
you
we
won't be
can't-
able to do them all in one race then.
I
we
know
can't
it's
do it all in
changed
one
very-
race.
Right, let's have 3 quick.
Well, we can't do it in one race, Sims.
Bitcoin.
So do 3
With it.
races.
250, 250.
Yeah.
All right, so first race is going to be Bitcoin and Fartcoin.
And that's for the first guy who won.
Yep, so this is
250,
Savage,
250.
This is your race. You're
On a
watching.
78X? Oh,
Who's this for?
This is
this is for
Savage.
Savage.
This is for Savage. Let's go. Let's
Run
go.
it!
19 if it comes in. Come on. Come on. We're due.
Down.
Yeah, come on. Yes, come on.
Huh?
We're looking good. We're looking fucking good. Holy, we're looking good.
Oh my god.
Mando's about to pay up. Go! Go!
Oh, Savage, you were so close to a 20K.
The dice.
All right. Well, you got to bank 500. All right. So now we've got
All right, Savage wins 500 bucks.
Sugar Rush. Sugar Rush has got 250 on ETH, 250 on Fart. Man, Mando was sweat.
Yeah, Bando's about to ride a tag right now.
Go.
All right. Solana's out. Yeah, Beacon's up there. Spartcoin's up. You got it right. No! Beach is alive.
All on ETH.
Go East.
ETH.
Yes!
Ethereum win.
Big win.
873 Sugar
Big
Rush.
win. Big
So
win.
you're gonna walk
Lost
away
the
with
500 bucks.
1373.
Lost the
All right.
500 bucks. Yeah.
Here is for the long run. He's got Soul 250 and Spartcoin 250.
Ooh, I like the 5x and 63x here. I like that. I like that.
Feeling lucky.
Run it.
All right, what do we got?
Come on.
Sparks up to the lead.
Down.
Oh,
Soul's gone.
fuck.
All right, we need
Solemn fart.
Spartcoin's in the mix.
Sparkcoin. Sparkcoin.
Come back.
Turn fast.
Oh,
it's out. All
Bitcoin
right,
win.
that one's again. All right, well,
All right.
for the long run, you're walking away with $500.
Man, the fucking intensity of that one. The first one as well. That was tight.
We gave away 2,300 bucks though.
Yeah,
Not bad.
Nice.
fun little Friday. Man, Coinrace is fun.
Oh, the music is so good.
It's electric.
Oh,
Electric.
that first one was crazy.
But yeah, winners, we'll get you all sorted after the show here. The team members will reach out. Folks, that's going to be it. Fun end to a fun show here on Friday. That's going to be it. I want to thank all of our listeners. I want to thank our partner. I want to thank my co-host. We'll be back Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Till then, go make it a beautiful day.
Peace out.